When it comes to statues, that's my area of expertise, and I'm very fond of pop culture shots, so I'm certainly looking forward to the next M. Bison statue. What do you guys think? Those Street Fighter players out there compared to maybe Mortal Kombat X, do we have any feedback out there? Woo? What's that woo for? So the comparison is I've got both Street Fighter 5 and I've got Mortal Kombat X all for the PlayStation 4. And honestly, Street Fighter 5 is, again, the graphics got better, the gameplay is quicker, you've got some interesting combos, but if I were to compare the two, I'd most likely go with Mortal Kombat X. Just the interaction with the stage, the fatalities, the complexity of the brutalities. They've got brutalities, but you've got to do certain combinations with certain health lives, and your bar has to be a certain way in order to get it, but when you do it, it's like having a fatality. So I certainly enjoyed playing Mortal Kombat X more the day that I bought it than I have with Street Fighter. I played Street Fighter 5 a couple of times, but we always go back to Mortal Kombat X. Just in case you're wondering, again, my two guys up here aren't too familiar with the gaming industry. Sadly, Jerry hasn't even touched the Nintendo.
Hey, I got an asteroid. Yo, don't be hating. Don't be hating. Asteroids, come on now. Old school. I knew Pac-Man before it was Mrs. and Mr. Pac-Man.
So rolling right into Nintendo. How many of you guys know today is the 30th anniversary in Japan for Zelda? So one of the prizes we got up here is we actually have a ceramic ocarina, and we'll throw that out there a little bit later. But hopefully we got some Zelda fans that'll be able to pick up that line and win that ocarina. So again, back to Nintendo, the glory days. You got Zelda, you got Super Mario Brothers, the original, you got Metroid, Duck Hunt. What's that? Contra. God, I love Contra. I've got the Wii and the Wii U. I've been wanting to download both Contra and Super C on the Wii and get my kids to play. But I tell you, as I was preparing for the show tonight, I was sitting there listening to the Contra soundtrack, the Metroid soundtrack, what else? And the Ninja Gaiden soundtrack. So you guys might have caught that on our Instagram and our Facebook. We started 8-Bit Sundays. So we're going to try to keep that up. We'll post something from old Nintendo 8-Bits and post a YouTube video with the song. You guys can follow along with that.
Can I ask them something about going back to Walking Dead?
Okay.
Can we do that?
Going back to Walking Dead for a moment.
Y'all probably never heard of that. It's a TV series. I was just curious, what is this, what season are we? Season 6. And, I mean, I'm interested to hear what you people think. Here we are going into the 6th season. Do y'all think it's getting better? Yeah. You think you do?
This year,
Only gonna get better.
You think it's getting better or worse?
Better.
Better, why?
Last year was a disappointment to me.
Why was last season a disappointment?
Too many flashbacks going back and forth with different characters, different stories.
Okay. You know, I've seen some shows where they do that with the time travel thing, and you're like, whoa, just get back to it. Interesting, but this season you think it's a bounce back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, too many flashbacks for me also.
Okay.
Actually the first half of this season.
Okay.
So I like just to keep flowing. I keep it current.
Like I said, I've seen some series, you know, when they do the time travel thing, and it's just like, you're just like, enough already. Just go forward, you know, let's go.
I don't mind a little backstory.
Yes.
I don't care for a whole episode, just being one back.
So y'all think going into season 6 that it's getting stronger, it's good, it's healthy?
Well, that Negan character's just gonna amp it up.
Do what, man?
That Negan character's just gonna mess everything up.
You know, that's certainly what I'm waiting for. Like we said last time, I talked to Michael Chiklis, and the intensity and the brutality of what Negan's supposed to be. That's what's gonna push The Walking Dead forward. If they don't stay with that consistency from the book, if they don't push the envelope with that, I feel that they can start losing some fans.
Yeah, the actor that they chose to play Negan is Jeffrey Dean. I forget his name. I know his first name is Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Oh, from Supernatural?
Yeah, so I think he's going to be a great choice to play Negan and his group of saviors. And if they kind of stick to the storyline in the comics, it's going to be great to see it on the small screen there.
Do y'all see since I guess we all think that Walking Dead's getting better, it's getting stronger. And we're into season 6, right? So is there anybody here that doesn't see it going into season 10? Is there anybody here that doesn't think that it can't last until season 10?
How far do you guys think that?
Yeah.
How many seasons in do you think Walking Dead could go?
AMC said forever, so
Forever.
Well,
that's what they said.
as long as Kirkman is still writing the comic books.
At the actor studio, the creator there said there was an end. There is an end.
There isn't anybody didn't get how long?
No, they didn't say exactly, but the rumors are around 12.
Oh wow.
12
See, and the culture in the last 5 years, I'm talking about cinema and entertainment, the writing has got better. Everybody remembers the writer's strikes, but some of us may have been too young to know what was going on. But as you can see with Marvel and hardly DC, more Marvel than anything, the writing has got better. So in tie-in with that season 6 and going on forever, I would simply like them to get to an end of a story, because it's just repetitive that they continue to hunt and they're looking for civilization, they're trying to find shelter, and then some other bad guy comes along. So it makes it interesting, but it's not enough to continue on 10 seasons of the same thing. It kind of gets old. Certainly want to see a little ass kicker. Maybe grow up to about young Carl when we see her.
I got an idea. I didn't mean to interrupt. I got it. What do y'all think about this? It popped in my head and I thought it'd be a great idea. What if they had, I just think it would be cool for those of us that have seen the seasons. Wouldn't it be cool to actually see in future episodes, to see walkers of people from past episodes? People that had died and we forgot about them, oh, they're dead. And then you see them in an episode and they're a walker. And see if you get it. It's like an Easter egg, you know. I just think that'd be cool.
We've seen that throughout the series. You know, every now and then you'll get a walker that pops up and you recognize him from a previous episode. But yeah,
I think they should do that a lot. I mean, just pop them in there because I just think it would add a little bit more for those of us that have seen it. Yeah.
No, Fear of the Walking Dead, they're supposed to bring back like Bob and a bunch of those characters into
good.
Fear of the Walking Dead and then show them before it all kind of started out.
Yeah.
And when it progressed from then to The Walking Dead when they were around The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You'll see like Bob and a couple other characters from The Walking
So-
Dead in Fear of the Walking Dead.
Okay, so more backstory again. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
it's the tie-in. How many Fear the Walking Dead followers do we have here too? Our little geek component up here, I like that.
Is it good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I hear good things about it.
Legit.
Yeah.
Is it? And it ties in. I hear it ties in really
Well,
well.
that's what he was talking
Yeah.
about. They're going to work to tie it in.
Yeah.
So,
But it's on the West Coast. Yeah. The East
Yeah,
Coast.
it's in
It's a
LA.
big dynamic, so it's very different as far as because it's in a big city, LA, as opposed to this is Atlanta, but it's not really Atlanta. It's out in Louisville, so it's a different
Interesting.
dynamic.
actually, they're way out of Atlanta, right? Aren't they in like Virginia right now? Headed
Yes,
to Washington, D.C.?
yeah, Alexandria's in Virginia.
Yeah.
So they're following the storyline of comics. So they're probably somewhere between 80, issue 80, and going towards 100. If people know what happens in issue 100, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now, how they translate that onto the small screen, it's going to be pretty difficult. But
Oh, really?
Is it more intense than Negan? You're like building it up. I'm like, what is it?
Yeah.
well, I mean, if you follow comics, you know what major character is going to die in issue 100.
Interesting.
So
And nobody's telling.
So let me have the Beast Storms.
Interesting. Here we go. Here we go.
So you guys ready for another line? This one's pretty simple. I wonder if you guys seen this movie. So for a Beast Doors, the line is, message!
Don't be a menace.
Don't be a menace. I need a little more than that. Who's got it? Hey, raise your beer. Who's got it?
Don't be a menace.
there you go, you got it. Come on.
Where you at? Come on, come on, come on.
That's one long title there.
Yeah.
Why could it be Friday? Shit.
We'll get there.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, man.
Hey, look at his shirt. Get that shirt, Team Dixie, man.
One of our teammates, we were talking the other day, we were talking
that's
about
awesome,
Pulp Fiction. So we'll bust out some of that on another episode. So the Weekly Geekly, what have you guys been excited about that's been going on in pop culture this week? What have you guys seen, heard, social media, pictures,
Paris
movies?
Hilton.
Pokemon Go, I don't know.
Pokemon Go? Hey, I got a little poster for you later on for Pokemon. What else you guys got?
Wolverine might be VR. And it might be Old Man Wolverine.
Yeah.
So Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan, sorry.
They're gonna, yeah, they're gonna do
We
adaptation.
talked about that last time.
We talked about that last 502. You know, it would be an oversight on the studio's part not to follow Deadpool's lead in the R-rated. He opened the door. Now it's time to follow through. Some people online were saying that Hugh Jackman said, "I'd never do an R-rated Wolverine." I find that hard to believe. It's my last one. Let's do it all out, blood, guts. Let's go. And so, comic fans, I mean, is there any tie-in with Wolverine and Deadpool into X-Force? Anybody know?
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
Well, what I'm interested in is, again, we're going back to the writing. You know, Walking Dead, I'd like to see it, wrap up eventually, maybe 10 seasons, who knows. But I'd just like it to tie up nicely and feel completed. And so I'm looking at the same thing at our cinematic experiences. In the future, about April, when Star Wars gets released on Blu-ray, we'll have a whole show dedicated to that, and we'll talk some about The Force Awakens, where Abrams hit, where Abrams missed, what they can do going forward. But in particularly with Deadpool, I've been talking to fans, and I said, I'd like for the studio to go ahead and sign Ryan Reynolds on for 6 to 9 more movies. A Deadpool movie every 2 years. What I'm looking for is the first 3 movies. You got this first one, bring in Cable. I don't know what they do for the third one, but close the story off there. But leave it open for Deadpool to go into the X-Force. And the next trilogy would be the X-Force. And then the final trilogy would be, I don't know, Deadpool fans, is there a story that you guys want to see?
Avengers.
Deadpool and the Avengers?
Merc with the mouth. Dead presidents.
So, but a good storyline that you could see 3 solid movies.
Merc with the mouth.
Merc with the mouth. So after X-Force or before X-Force? Because a lot of people are hungry for that X-Force.
I don't know, probably after.
After, but you guys see what I'm saying? You have good, solid writing. That the standard is 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars. That's just always going to be the standard. As much help as Lucas had from his wife in editing those and making them the gems that they are, the writing was just brilliant. It's so deep and so brilliant, and the writers today are starting to get there. I was talking to Jerry on the way over here, and I was saying, I wanted to ask the crowd, which movie you feel is better? Guardians of the Galaxy or Deadpool?
Guardians is rewatchable, but I love Deadpool, man.
Wow.
It's breaking the doors.
Wow.
But it's also because of the soundtrack. So you gotta see what
Which
the
one?
soundtrack is.
Guardians or Deadpool?
Guardians. Yeah, you got Volume 1. Now here comes along Volume 2. Well, what are your guesses on the soundtrack?
Oh, for the music? I have no idea. I mean, I enjoy it.
I think the fact that there's so many characters in Guardians, that's what makes it more favorable versus just the one character.
But is it okay? But there could be a catch-22. The more characters, is it harder to follow because there's more characters?
It depends on how you write it, how
Yeah.
it ties in together. Guardians is really nice because all the characters complement each other in a nice way.
Complemented, it was well fleshed out, just like the Avengers. They all complemented, they fleshed out. Age of Ultron, they did that. They did some good character development, decent antagonists, and they were building the team. I was just watching Age of Ultron as I was leaving the house today, and I just love the line at the end with Captain America. They're not a team yet, and then Black Widow's like, well, let's beat them into shape. Because it's interesting, you're watching the battle, Scarlet Witch is working with them, War Machine's doing his part, Vision's doing his part, so they're functioning as a team, but Cap doesn't consider them a team yet, so it's going to be interesting to see
Black Panther. Oh.
Super Bowl halftime show. I saw that.
But if there's Thanos, then there's Death, then there's Deadpool.
Now that's what I'm waiting for. I want to see, in Infinity Wars, I want to see the dynamic of Thanos doing everything for death. And it'll be, anybody have a predicament of our, I'm sorry, be able to predict who would play Death, who would you